Welcome to a special live stream this evening. We are going into Magic the Gathering Arena, and we are going to be doing a nice little live stream of deck building at the moment. We're going to do a little sound check, get that out of the way, make sure I'm coming in perfect. I am always in the live stream chat, and we are going to get it going on. So, we have played several matches, okay? We did our color challenge. It's done. So it's done, disappeared off of the main menu option here because we're done with it. We've gone through our starter deck duel, okay, and we've gotten a couple of decks that we can use. The detective deck and the fairy deck because we played with those two. So we decided to play with them too. And now we are coming into starting the sparked rank matches, okay? So on the sparked rank matches, these are our decks. Fairy Pranks and Crack the Case. We got those from the starter deck challenge. And these other 5, they come with when you start the game. And this new deck was just something that we were just fiddling around with. Okay. But we are going to make a deck before we start this spark ranked match, which you basically play against other people to level up, earn rewards, and progress to the next stage. So the color challenge event, you can click here and see events. The color challenge event, we've done it, it's all done. So now we're about to start the spark rank matches, which if we click on this, well, when you progress through, we'll see what we get, but that's how you level up, or so to speak. But that's not what this live stream is about. This live stream, we're going to get into it. We are going to create a deck to our liking that we would like to use. So, right now, everything is kind of selected. Okay. So we're going to look at just the green cards right now. Okay. First, let's get an idea of what we're going for here. I'm thinking of a blue-black combination. Okay. What I'm thinking of is something that is like a counter / discard type of deck. Okay. Just off of my top of my head here. So what we want to do is we want to start off with a basis of, okay, what are some key cards in our deck? Some nice rare cards that we can use. And actually, we have a couple of packs that we can open. Excuse me. So let's see what we got in our packs. We got this for just advancing through the levels. And ooh. So we got a Wolverine. Choose one. Oh, that's actually a good card. Ooh, that's a good card right there. Honored Trade Leader. Oh, this guy can get really powerful really quickly. especially if you have a lot of squirrel or foods in your deck. And common wild card, and some special card here. Kindle Spark Duo, a lizard otter. You tap him and he deals 1 damage to target opponent. That's not bad. And whenever you cast a spell that's not a creature, you can untap this Kindle Spark Duo. So that's pretty cool too. Interesting. Wow, that's a really good card right there for later in the game. The Night Horror Hermit, a rat rogue. Costs 3. It has vigilance, so it can attack and defend at all times. It doesn't use up any of its energy to attack. And Threshold, as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Night Horror Hermit gets +1 power, +0 toughness, and can't be blocked. Wow. Okay, that is a very nice card. Let's see what this is behind this card. Common wild card. Redeem this wild card for any common card by adding the desired card to your deck. Okay, don't know about that. Okay. Ooh, Artist Talent. Interesting card. Enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Gain the next level as a sorcery to add its ability. Okay. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cost. And if you pay a total of, what's that, 5, 8 on this thing, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Interesting. That is an interesting card. Interesting enchantment. So we open that pack, and what's in this pack? Okay, we have no packs to open. Okay. So we've opened what cards we have. So what we have is what we have. Back to building a deck. This deck, I was fiddling with this the other day. We're going to delete this deck. Okay, so I'm thinking, yeah, that can... So let's clear the board on this deck. Yes, okay. So new deck. We're going to change this name to the Game Time deck. Okay. And we are going to edit that deck. Okay, so we are now in the Game Time deck. Excellent. So let's take a look at what black cards we have. What is really interesting on the black cards? Create a 2 white and blue detective creature token. If a creature died this turn, you gain 2 life, surveil 2, and then investigate. Oh. So anytime a creature dies, you can play this instant, and you get a 2/2 creature, and you gain 2 life, and you get to surveil 2, and you investigate. So that's actually a very good card. So let's add that. We only have one of them. Possibly that. Definitely that. Not sure about that fairy. We'll think about it. Surveil 1. Yes, I like that land. We can place some Soured Springs here. So we're going to go with a blue-black, but we're going to be very selective on what we're picking up here. Let's turn off the black for a moment. Let's look at the gold cards we have. Okay. Okay, that might be okay. I'm not really going to be going with detective. There's just going to be a couple cards in there that I'm interested in owning. I do like this guy because he is a 5/5 flying, and if we do happen to have an artifact, we can sacrifice it for him to gain a special ability. Oh no, but that's white. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hold on. We're going with blue-black. So we need to be meticulous right here. Return target spell to its owner's hand. These are nice. Because every time they enter, the opponent has to discard a card. So we're gonna have two of those fairies. 2/2 flying. Okay. Okay, as far as the mixed cards, I think we're gonna go with that. On the lands, we're going to go with add 1 mana of any color to your commander's color identity. Now, see, they must have changed that term. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Okay, so we'll get those. And we will get about 10 swamps, 12 swamps, and 12 islands. Okay. So we have plenty of mana. We might even take it down to 10. So we have a total of about 29 lands. So now we will focus on all of our creatures and spells. So let's go back to the black. And back in black. Fairy Fencing is a very good spell. I would like this Skeleton Archer because it deals 1 damage to any target. And there's always some random one creature on the board that he has that is just annoying. And you play this guy and you can take it out. And the Savage Gorger, we'll put one in our deck. The Murder is a definite must-have. We'll get 3 of those. You draw, bad deal. You draw 2 cards, and each opponent discards 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. That's a very good card, because even though you both lose 2 life, you draw 2 cards, and he discards 2 cards. So that's a very good card right there. Not concerned about that vampire. So Unlikely Aid is not bad because it makes a creature indestructible. So it can kind of save some of our key creatures. I do like this Borrow Naughty. I do like that card. So we might do a couple Unlikely Aids. I do like the Fairy Dream Thief. Eternal Thirst is an excellent spell. And Cruel Cut is a beautiful spell. So these are excellent cards for our... We have some excellent... We might not do the Unlikely Aid, to be honest. I'm going to take those out. I did not mean to unequip that. Okay. So, Lord Skitter's Blessing. At the beginning of your draw step, if you control an enchant creature, you lose 1 life and draw an additional card. I do like that because even though I lose a life, I get to draw a card. Okay, so that looks pretty good for the black cards that we're going to use. Let's now look at the blue cards that we're going to use. So on the black cards, we have some nice cards that can... A couple Flying Fairies. We got some Murder cards. We got a couple Skeleton Archers. Got some discard cards, which is what I'm really looking for. And now on the blue deck, we are going to see what we can pull up here. Whenever a creature with flying attacks, you may draw a card. Thing of Beauty. Return all creatures to their owner's hands, and each opponent who controlled a creature returned this way, you create 2 1/1 fairies. So that's a good card. That's a beautiful card right there. Other creatures you control with flying gain +1 attack. That is good because that's going to buff up our fairies too. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Nah, He's a little expensive. So with this card, I did not mean to do that. What the heck happened? With this card, the Hotshot Investigators, you can cast that ability onto one of your creatures and it'll go back to your hand. So basically, I could cast it on this, like, Spell Scorn Coven, for example, and I could cast the Spell Scorn Coven again, and he'd have to discard an additional card. So Hotshot Investigators are definitely in this deck. Sleep is good. Creature spells with flying you cast cost one less to cost. That is key right there. I'm not too sure about this because it makes me discard a card with its ability if I attack with more than one fairy at a time. Just like this Steam Score Scholar, you know. I do like this Cold Case Cracker because it's flying 3/3, and if it dies, you investigate. So it's almost like a no lose with this card, you know. You can use him to block, and you'll still get something out of the deal. Quick study, draw cards, yes. Winged words, yes. Water Knot is a good card because it kind of locks down a creature that they have. I didn't like this card, Projector Inspector, on our last playthrough. I did not like that card. We got that Night Howl Hermit. Spell Stutter is good. Mocking Sprite is a good card. Our deck is getting pretty big, but we can clean it up. Interesting. That is a key card in this deck, having no maximum hand size. I don't like the milling because the milling, when you mill, you're putting a card from your library into your graveyard, not even at the bottom of your library. We do like the Cloudkin Seers. Not too worried about the Jaded Analyst, honestly. We can use a Sleepstone Fairy. Snare Master Sprite is good. Freeze in Place is good. And Unsummon is a Thing of Beauty. And Three Steps Ahead is a beautiful card. Deduce is a good card. And Duelist of the Mind. No, I do not want him. So this deck is heavy on drawing cards and making the opponent discard cards with mostly flying creatures. Now, however, it is 92 out of 60 cards, which I don't think you are allowed to play with that many cards. But I'll be honest, I don't know. So let's find out. We're going to jump into a match here, and we're just going to give it a little go and see if that works. So let's do a sparked rank using our newly formed Game Time deck. Okay? We just went over this deck together that we built. It's a little large. You know, your average is like 60 cards in a deck. We got like 90 in this bad boy. But we have everything in there we have is what we want. And very few cards have negative effect. So let's see how it plays. What kind of hand we get dealt. We're going to jump right into it and give this a little go on our Avatar of Woe is our opponent. And yes, we are going to go with this hand. We will keep. And I believe the opponent always plays first for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and play that. And we'll play a fairy. No, we will not play that fairy. Because that fairy, we want to use it to tap one of its creatures. Okay, command tower. Let's see if that works. Okay, obviously it does not. Command tower, I might have had that wrong. Oh, a food deck. These are frustrating, to be honest. Okay, we will get aggressive and we will attack with our fairy. I might have to remove the command towers from the deck because I thought that they added a mana, but I'm not sure about the ability here of Commander's Color Identity. That's a new one to me. I haven't experienced that yet. So it's his turn. He's probably confused on why we have such a weird deck. We just put this crazy deck together, so... Okay, he's getting the food tokens going on here. So we're going to have to take care of that creature. Okay, first we are going to play our land. Yeah, we're going to keep that. Okay, and then... Perfect. Okay. No attacks. So far, this deck is kind of interesting. I'm telling you, this food deck, we played against somebody that used this deck before. This food deck that he's using, that it is a dangerous deck. I'm telling you, this deck is dangerous. Okay. No blocks. We're going to deal with that guy in turn. Okay, first we're going to murder that card before he keeps coming up with more food tokens. And now we got a 4/4 creature. We are going to no attacks. Right now we're going to see what he's going to do. So I'm seeing a couple of mistakes that we've made in building the deck. One is the command towers. We're going to take them out. And he's thinking right now. It's his turn. This is interesting. And we might we might remove the command towers and add 2 islands and 2, yeah, see, we just got another command tower. We're not going to cast that. We're going to cast the island. And now we are going to cast this water knot onto this guy. So he is like locked up. So he cannot do nothing. And we're just going to defend with this guy for now. So he's really thinking, because we got this guy so confused with our weird deck. But wow, that is a good card right there. We're going to have to do something about that. That guy can hurt us. This creature can't block. Okay. Yeah, but we can block it. You might have read the description wrong. Okay. Return target spell to its owner's hand. Draw a card, investigate. So, let's play this land. We will... Okay, we cannot play that. So, let's play... Draw a card, investigate. And we are going to play... So now this creature has lifelink. So we only have one creature, but this one creature can really, you know, block either of his big boys. And his little creatures, we can get some other creatures out this next turn. Yeah, the command towers was a major flaw in this deck. I wasn't sure what exactly they did, but now I know they don't add to your mana pool. They add to your commander's color identity, whatever that means. I'll have to look that up. But this was just a test run anyway with our newly built deck. I think I'm liking it, but we shall see. And we can start getting his hand discarded. Okay. Okay. So I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to buff up his Scream Puff to take us out. So we're just going to have to block that because we truly don't have a choice. We can't take that much damage, so he might kill us. He's probably got a buff hidden up his sleeve. Yep, see? I knew it. But that's okay. Because we have some creatures that we can put out here. We can cast you. And we cannot cast anything else. Interesting. So we can block his Scream Puff next turn. Okay, so we end turn. And we can counter. No, we only have 2 mana, so we really can't do anything. This spell right here. This 3 steps ahead, that's a good spell to get later in the game, but not so early in the game. Oh yeah, he's got us smoked. He could kill us right now, honestly. Yeah, the mana was a slight issue, so... I do like the fact that we're getting plenty in our hand, but we weren't getting enough mana drawn to play our abilities. So yeah, go ahead, buff up your Scream Puff. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Resolve. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I've seen this food deck before. It's very popular. I think it might be considered one of the better decks that the game gives you. Okay, so you attack with your... I mean, you should attack with everything, honestly. So we're going to block you with you. Oh, we're about to lock them down with this Water Knot, though. And we have an island. So now, we can cast Water Knot on the Scream Puff. So we've locked him out. And we're going to try to counter something, but we don't have enough mana. What the heck is that? Game! Nice job. What was that spell, though? I wanted to read the description on that. Spark Tier 4 constructed rank. Okay. That was nice. So, we took a L. I wish I could have read that description on that card. That was interesting. But we have seen the food deck before. Alright. Game time deck. Edit deck. So this is interesting. We are really, tweaking our deck here. So we want to go down to Command Tower and get rid of those. We don't like those. The island and the swamp, we want to add 2 on each. Yes. Okay, and we might actually add more on that. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and I felt like there was another card that we were talking about. Okay, no, yeah, we're good. Alright, we like this deck. I'm also curious on possibly making a additional deck. I mean, that's what we're doing on this live stream, right? We're building decks. And I'm always in the chat. If you got any questions, comments, you want to talk about anything, let me know. So let's see. Oh, no. Wait. Go back. Okay. Any gold cards? I'm thinking... I'm thinking of a red deck. To be honest. We did pick up this Decadent Dragon. But it's black. What does it look like on gold? I have a lot of white and blue at the moment. Let's look at our white cards here. Interesting. The red cards we have are interesting too. We picked up a couple in our couple packs we picked up. Let's put together a little red deck here. Okay, that's black and red. We'll definitely get the Siege Dragons. We'll get the Volcanic Dragon. Get the Inescapable Blaze. That's a good card because it cannot be countered. You cannot counter that card. So if you play it, they can't like try to interrupt it. I do like the Immortal Phoenix because it's an excellent blocker. Because when it dies, it goes back to your hand. And we'll play the Decadent Dragon. We're not concerned about its instant adventure idea, but Bramble Guard Captain. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gets +X +0, where X is Bramble Guard Captain's power. Ooh. So if this guy has a high power, he can basically give it to any other creature you have for that turn. That is a really good card. Ogre Battle Driver is a good card. Raid Bombardment is good, but only if we're going with only if we're going with smaller creatures. Molten Ravager is a good defender. I do like the Goblin Gang Leader because it creates a lot of 1/1 creatures. A lot of 1/1 token goblins. I do like that card. Frilled Spark Shooter could be a good card because it has reach. And if it attacks, it has to be blocked by like 2 creatures. So if you attack and he only has 1 creature, that 1 creature can't block the Frilled Spark Shooter because it has to have at least 2 guys to block it. I do like the Kindle Spark Duo. And the shock. Okay, Goblin Gathering is good. So basically the premise behind this deck is you have the dragons are the heavy hitters, okay? But until the dragons come into play, you have the goblins and a couple of mid creatures like this ogre and this spark shooter to kind of level that out until you get some keep you alive, so to speak, until the uh, bigger creature comes into play. Burn Bright is good because you can use your 1/1 creatures to block, and if you cast this, it can give them +2 power and surprise the enemy. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That's actually good just for that singular ability there. Artist Talent is a good card. I'm starting to see the power in this card right now. Okay, so, what is this? Sazakap's Brew. Gift a tapped fish. Creature. 1/1 creature. So you give the enemy a 1/1 creature. I'm not too interested in that. I think there's other abilities that you can use with that that would make it beneficial. Raccoon Bar. 2/2 Raccoon. You use its special ability. Target creature you control gains haste until end of turn. Activate as sorcery. That's actually good because if you have the raccoon out and then say you cast like one of your big dragons, you can immediately attack with it. You know, like this siege dragon. Or the phoenix, or the decadent dragon. Storm Strike. Target creature gets +1/+0, gains first strike. Okay, that actually could be very beneficial. I do like that. And the Nest Robber has haste. It's a little 2/1 creature. I more like this 10 Street Cadet, because if he becomes blocked, it'll create another goblin instead. So, how many cards is that in this deck? We got mountains, okay. Select format. Wait a second. Done. Decks in this format must be at least 60 cards. Okay, so how many cards do we have? Why don't you tell us? 24 mountain. 16 creature, 9 instant, 4 sorcery. Okay, do we have any companions? No. Okay. Card sleeves, we can pick the... We do have this card sleeve, interestingly enough. So we can pick that. We'll pick that guy for an avatar, why not? Until we unlock some more.
The Emperor has been missing for a decade, but
He looked pretty cool, though.
Somewhere.
Okay, we hear you talking.
There's nothing. Kamigawa failed my family. I want new solutions.
Okay, please go back.
Futurists have them.
Okay, save and exit. Would you like... Okay, so it's an invalid deck. So we're going to go back to here. Edit this deck. Okay, there we are. So we need about 6 more cards in this red deck to make it legal. Because you have to have at least 60 in the deck. You can have more than 60, but you have to have at least 60. Oh my goodness. So 6 more red cards. We might go with... Oh yes, the Goblin Trash Master. Yes. No, I don't want to craft that card. And the Raid Bombardment. We'll go with that. So this is a Goblin Dragon deck, but with a couple of heavy hitters. And some interesting spells on top of that. Either the Nest Robber or this Goblin Tunneler. I'm thinking the Goblin Tunneler just because of its ability on the fact that it is a goblin and it will get buffed up by our other goblin buffing characters like the Goblin Trash Master. Other goblins get +1/+1. Okay, I think I've picked what I wanted. I'm going to grab 2 of the Molten Ravagers. They will be kind of like our walls, so to speak, and our surprise defenders too. So we have 61 cards in this deck. Done. We will edit this deck by the name. We will edit it as red. Haha, my typing skills today. So we have the Game Time deck, and we have the red deck. So we have created 2 nice decks here. And it is looking like a thing of beauty. I do appreciate everybody who joined in on our little bonus live stream tonight of just building a couple of decks, having a little fun. We gave this blue-black deck that we just built on this live stream, we gave it a little run. And we found out some interesting things. I think this could have some promise. It will need a little tweaking, but it does definitely have some promise. And we love everybody. We appreciate all the comments and the likes and the subs that have been coming in. I am just positively shocked at how much love I've been getting. I appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, send me some comments, tell me what you think. Have you ever played this game before? Did you ever play this game years ago when it was only a CCG game, a card game? Which it still is, but this is just a digital format of it. Are you interested in me posting some videos that more explain the gameplay and the rules? Let me know. I appreciate everybody, and I will see everybody on the next match. Peace.